Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Let's read a Harper's Bazaar article about how they met. So musician John Mayer first came into Swift's orbit when he tweeted in March 2009 that he wanted to collaborate on a song with her. They ultimately did end up working on the track Half of My Heart together. At the time, Swift was only 18. Y'all want to know how old John was? 32. Red flag. So this man was preying on young women. Why? Because he was emotionally immature. Now, although she was of age, that age gap was way too wide. He was a grown-ass man. And judging by his thought process and what he thought about in the Playboy interview, because best believe that's really what he thinks. He was just upset because he got caught. I will say that this was very predatory. And for this, anything that happened in this relationship, I will give Taylor a little bit more grace. They performed together in May of that same year when Mayer joined Swift on stage at one of her Fearless tour stops in Los Angeles. In the following months, both artists spoke positively about each other in interviews, and rumors about their relationship escalated in December 2009 when they performed together at the Z100 Jingle Ball in New York. In January 2010, they were spotted going out to dinner together, and their relationship seemed to be in full swing until the rumor mill reported in February they had broken up. And this was around the time he had that little interview.
Taylor Swift is an anomaly, and they only make a few Taylor Swifts every decade. And I wrote this song that sort of struck me as like this Tom Petty, California, sunny rock song. I was thinking, if this really is a Tom Petty song in my mind, who is the Stevie Nicks to that imaginary Tom Petty? And it was like, I wonder if Taylor Swift would ever do it. And it was like, and I'm very strange about getting other people to perform in my records, because I just feel like I want those records to be around forever. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what someone else is going to do in their life.
Right.
So
you chose a 19-year-old?
Yes. Yeah, it's a good point. But that just should go to show you how confident I am at that.
She wanted to do it, and she's fantastic. Taylor, you have to know, is one of these stars, and I'm sure you've met them, and they're very few and far between, but she's one of these stars that doesn't have anything to do with modern day technology or opportunity. Take American Idol out of the equation, take the internet out, take everything out, she would have been a star anyway. She's just this strange, in all the most beautiful ways, just doesn't really belong to this universe type person. She's just that good.
And there just seems to be something about her you can't resist, you know?
She's one of the hardest working people, because I've produced people before and I've had people behind the microphone. And just so you know, like, when people come in to sing on something, or you're asking somebody to, like, really aspire to this thing you hear in your head, you normally get about 2 or 3 chances before they give up. And there's something about Taylor, she just kept going, all right, cool. And I all of a sudden realized I didn't have to come up with new ways to say, try it again. And I could just be like this, one more time. She'd go, cool.
Isn't that great?
Cool.
That is wonderful.
She was so engaged. And then I'm like, this one's like ageless, right?
Aww.
And then I turn around, and at some point I'm like, hey, what do you think? And she's just drawing. She's just scribbling this beautiful little picture like a child in the corner. And I was just like, it's like an angel, it's like a pixie.
Red flag. So we can already see that Taylor is a people pleaser. She's just like, okay, very agreeable. It's not that she can't be agreeable. It's that she is trying to make the person like her. So she is being okay with anything he asks of her, to the point where he didn't even have to ask anymore. He just started to order her. And this is a problem that has been tied to a lot of childhood issues. Again, I don't want to insinuate anything about her background that has not happened, but I will give my opinion based on what I see. People pleasing comes from habit. And this is something that she probably has had to do her whole life. The issue is that there's a lack of boundaries here. We can clearly see that her being a people pleaser was attractive to someone like John, who loves control. And this is why he went from questioning and asking for consent to just ordering her. He could have easily kept on asking her, hey, is this okay? Maybe you should change this. Is that okay with you? But nope, he took advantage of it from day one. Now let's read the tweets that they sent each other. And thank you oh so swiftly for including this in your video. Much appreciated. So Taylor wrote, Misquote alert. I was quoted as saying I can write a song in 3 seconds. Didn't say it because I can't. And then John responded and said, don't be so modest. I love the song you wrote in 3 seconds called You're Amazing. Beautiful stuff. And then Taylor responded, ha 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 ha, I miss you. Then he responded, you too. Soon the world shall know of our musical intertwining. And then he followed up with, and I'm sorry your career hasn't panned out, but please stop asking for loans. This next check is your last. Now, I know that this was meant to be a joke, but this man was clearly siphoning her energy. Notice how every time he spoke about her, it was about her innocence. And also that she was childlike, and he loved that about her. And instead of taking care of that and realizing that, hey, you know what, she's a young girl, let me let her grow up. Let's just have this song together and then that's it. I can be sort of a mentor to her. Nope. He took advantage just like he did in the studio. There's more. So Taylor then tweeted, there was something really romantic about Polaroid cameras. I miss them and want them back. And then he responded, you're in luck. And I'm assuming he sent her a link with a Polaroid camera. Then Taylor tweeted, my hero, with a smiley face. We know by now that sis was looking for her happy ending. And unfortunately, she did not find that with that grown-ass SpongeBob head, racist, Frankenstein-headed ass man. In February of 2010, they called it quits. Sis was so torn up about their breakup that she wrote not just 1, but 2 songs about it, similar to Joe, right? So let's read the lyrics to the song Dear John. Well, at least she added him in this one, and he knew it was about him. Long were the nights when my days once revolved around you, counting my footsteps, praying the floor won't fall through again. And my mother accused me of losing my mind, but I swore I was fine. You paint me a blue sky and go back and turn it to rain. And I lived in your chess game, Lord, the rain in the chess game again. Here we go. Now, sis. Although I am devastated about your breakup, it was for the best. This man needs help. Not only that, but I noticed that you said your mom accused you of losing your mind. Red flag. You didn't teach her how not to do it, mama. You weren't focused on that. My opinion. Because if you were, she would know never to date a John Mayer or a Joe Jonas. Taylor becomes very unhealthy and toxic when she gets into relationships. And she gets extremely obsessed. Why? Because she has an attachment style that seems to be on the anxious side. She wants to be all up under men. That's what she wants to do. Now let's continue reading. But you change the rules every day, wondering which version of you I might get on the phone tonight. So again, John is dealing with certain mental health issues because it's not normal to switch your disposition every day. It's like dealing with a Dr. Jekyll and a Mr. Hyde. Unhealthy. She couldn't identify it at that time. She was too young, but her mama should have been able to. But again, I will give her mama just a little bit of grace because it's possible that her mama didn't teach her. So then this is where generational patterns continue, because if they haven't been taught, then how can they teach their kids? Well, I stopped picking up, and this song is to let you know why. Dear John, I see it all now that you're gone. Don't you think I was too young to be messed with? Yes, you were. The girl in the dress cried the whole way home. I should have known. Well, maybe it's me and my blind optimism to blame. Or maybe it's you and your sick need to give love then take it away. And you'll add my name to your long list of traitors who don't understand. Yeah, he repeating the same pattern with other women. That's basically what he does. And that's all of us. We bring whatever patterns that we operate in our new relationships. Unless you rewire your brain, and that's only done through therapy, extensive therapy at that, depending on your trauma. And sometimes you might need to add a cocktail of medication somewhere. This pattern is going to reappear in different people, and it's never going to work out. Why? Because you haven't addressed the issue, which is you. So now notice in this song, she's putting all the accountability on John, but where's your accountability, Taylor? But again, in this case, I will say that he was older than her, so he should have known way better. Everybody around her failed her. However, 2 things can be true at once. You lack accountability, Taylor. The girl in the dress cried the whole way home. Dear John, I see it all now. It was wrong. Don't you think 19's too young to be played by your dark, twisted games? When I loved you so, I should have known. You're an expert at sorry and keeping the lines blurry. Never impressed by me acing your tests. All the girls that you've run dry have tired, lifeless eyes, 'cause you burned them out. But I took your matches before fire could catch me, so don't look now. And then she continues on with the Dear John chorus. And the last line reads, you should have known, don't you think I was too young? You should have known. Yes, he should have known. And the people around you should have known too. So for that, I will leave you alone with John Mayer.
Zed brought out John Mayer in week 1. Like, there were some cool people popping out.
Yeah.
Boo. You don't like John Mayer?
No.
What happened with John Mayer?
I just love, have you ever heard the song Dear John?
Oh, this is a Taylor Swift thing.
Yes.
It looks like John didn't appreciate Taylor blasting him on her song Dear John after their 3-month relationship came to an end. Yeah, y'all, 3 months, y'all. Sis had a lot to say after 3 months. Same with Joe Jonas, another pattern. Let's read an article published by The Boot titled Taylor Swift, Dear John deemed cheap songwriting by John Mayer. Taylor Swift has never revealed her target in the scathing song Dear John, but John Mayer's pretty sure it was about him, and he doesn't think that's cool. In the new Rolling Stone interview, Mayer called Dear John cheap songwriting and said it made him feel terrible and he didn't deserve it. Mayer says he did nothing to deserve the song and says Swift, his former musical collaborator, kicked him when he was down.
Taylor Swift's latest post-breakup song, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, ruling the charts. Swift has now found herself in a mini battle over another of her post-breakup anthems. Showbiz Tonight can tell you Taylor Swift's taking an ex-boyfriend, John Mayer, to task for daring to think that Taylor's song, Dear John, is about him. The nerve.
Taylor Swift and John Mayer, their feud never ends. Taylor told Glamour that she thinks John Mayer is being presumptuous about the fact that Dear John was even written about him.
It's a response to a recent interview from John Mayer where he slams Taylor for her song Dear John, which was released shortly after their 2010 romance ended. It features some pretty biting lyrics.
Don't you think I'm too young to be fake by some twisted games?
And John Mayer's response this summer was just as biting. He told Rolling Stone, I was really caught off guard by the song and that it humiliated him. And he took a shot at Swift, calling her song cheap songwriting and a really lousy thing for her to do. In the new issue of Glamour, Taylor Swift says, quote,
How presumptuous. I never disclose who my songs are about. So you know they're about people. You just don't disclose who they're about. He knows it's about him. We know it's about him. Sis, the jig is up. Just admit it. But nope. She wants to hide and feign innocence. This is a problem, y'all, and a pattern. Not only that, but we heard her say that on the Ryan Seacrest interview. Taylor, we have you in 4K.
Can we examine the lyrics of the song for a second? We were both young. You're singing, you do like to sing about dudes.
I love writing about boys.
Yeah.
Really detailed, personal boy songs.
And do you ever have that moment where you realize or you think twice about the fact that it's so detailed, name-checking, and personal?
Kind of, but it's also sort of a personal thing for me, that it's like a personal goal for my songs to be so obvious that they know that it's written about them.
Red flag. Now, sis, I was with you because I understand that he literally deceived you and he was preying on you. So I gave you grace, but for this I can't. Not you gaslighting him and telling him the song's not about him when it's clearly titled Dear John. Who else could it be about, Taylor? You done told us that everything that you write is true to life. So let me get this straight. You want us to believe that this song wasn't about John Mayer, even though it was released on your Speak Now album? And it was released in October of 2010, months after you broke up with John. But this wasn't about him, right? Okay, let's keep living in Taylor's delusional world. Because again, this is an issue that she needs to resolve with a mental health specialist. But it looks like sis is okay operating in that pattern. We're going to see other instances of her being manipulative and deceitful. Now let's continue watching her gaslight us and John Mayer. One thing I will say about John is at least he knows he ain't shit. But Taylor, you're acting like you're not. It looks like John has turned over a new leaf since his scandalous past, and he was able to recognize his self-destructive patterns and has become a changed man.
I quit drinking like 6 years ago, so I don't drink anymore. I'm a recovered ego addict. Well, John Mayer, it is time. You have said you will plead the fifth. We can do 3 questions.
Not Andy Cohen being messy with yet another one of Taylor Swift's exes. This cannot be life. Andy, you are a messy bottom. Very, very messy.
We want. Here we go, everybody. It's part of the healing. It's part of the healing, Andy. It's John Mayer. Well, this CD proves that you have healed. Thank you. It's the John Mayer Love Life edition of Plead the Fifth. Hold on. John Mayer, we play a game on the show called Shag, Marry, Kill a lot. Taylor Swift, Jennifer Aniston, Jessica Simpson. This is the. I think it's double jeopardy, actually. If you plead the fifth now, you won't have a plead the fifth. Oh, listen, I think you probably plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. Okay, you say he has pled the fifth. He has used it.
It looks like John is self-aware, and he's also making progress, so I can do nothing but respect it. Now, while he was making progress, though, he did end up in a relationship with Katy Perry. And Katy Perry was really good friends with Taylor Swift. Now the rabbit hole goes deep with Taylor, y'all. Everybody is connected. Now Katy and Taylor Swift, they met in 2009 and they instantly hit it off. Now I don't know the extent of their friendship and if they were besties, but they were pretty damn close. Close enough where they were saying happy birthday to each other on Twitter. Katy even put her cape on to defend Taylor during the whole Kanye West controversy and tweeted, "F you and your bloated behind, Kanye. It's like you stepped on a kitten." Cosmopolitan magazine wrote a whole article on the timeline of their friendship, so we're gonna read it briefly. January 2010, Taylor and Katy joke around backstage at the Grammys. In November of 2011, they hug at the American Music Awards. Aww, they look so cute together. Look at Katy with her pink hair. Love to see the girlies stick together. Now, unfortunately, I hate to break it to y'all, but this sisterhood did not last very long because in February of 2013, there was some distance here. The award show hug evolves into a distant hand clasp at the Grammys. Why so icy, you may ask? Well, around that time, specifically from 2012 to 2014, Katy was dating Taylor's ex, John Mayer. And it looks like Taylor felt some type of way about it. Hence, why there was this distance and the start of the Cold War between them. Things got so icy between Katy and Taylor that she even wrote a song about it titled Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar off of her 1989 album. Because you see, Taylor, she doesn't just write songs about her ex-lovers and paramours, she also writes songs about her ex-friends. In September of 2014, Taylor appears on the cover of Rolling Stone to promote her new album 1989. She says this about the meaning of bad blood, which she says is about another artist. I wonder who. For years, I was never sure if we were friends or not. She would come up to me at award shows and say something and walk away, and I would think, are we friends, or did she just give me the harshest insult of my life? Ma'am, red flag, you still on the BS? The way y'all was hugged up and chummy did not give that. But of course, she plays out a narrative and storyline in her head, and once things don't go her way, you're public enemy number one. Y'all saw the pictures. They look very friendly to me. It did not look like a high and by friendship. Then she did something so horrible. I was like, oh, we're just straight up enemies. And it wasn't even about a guy. You sure? Taylor, come here. Step to the front. Come here. Come, sis. Come here. Let me tell you something. We know why y'all not friends no more. And it wasn't even about a guy. It had to do with business. She basically tried to sabotage an entire arena tour. She tried to hire a bunch of people out from under me, and I'm surprisingly non-confrontational. You would not believe how much I hate conflict. So now I have to avoid her. It's awkward and I don't like it. Taylor, I'm gonna let you know one thing. You're being very immature. You are both artists in the same industry. You are going to encounter people who have worked with her and you at some point in time. Do you think that you own your dancers? No, they are just trying to get a check. You are upset because people want to get paid. Red flag. You don't own people, Taylor. And if you wanted to keep those dancers, pay them more money. That's what you had to do. But nope. You want to create this whole fantasy feud in your head. Internet sleuths immediately deduce that Taylor is likely talking about Katie, and Katie tweets this in response. Watch out for the Regina George in sheep's clothing. Notice all of the women that she's beefed with thus far have had sex appeal and dark hair, so she sees them as a threat. Continuing. October 2014, Taylor releases her album 1989, which includes Bad Blood. In February of 2015, Us Weekly reports that Grammy organizers are trying to keep Katie and Taylor separate during the awards show because their feud is that, capitalized, bad. Red flag. Y'all was about to scrap at the awards show? Is that what we're hearing? You guys were nooking and bucking and ready to fight, I see. In an interview with The Telegraph, Taylor says she will never ever discuss Katie on the record. I'm not even giving them anything to write about, she declares. I'm never going to talk about her in my interview. It's not going to happen. In May of 2015, Taylor debuts the Bad Blood music video at the Billboard Music Awards. In July of 2015, after Taylor gets into a public squabble with Nicki Minaj about that year's VMA nominations, Katie, without naming names, questions the logic behind Taylor's pitting women against each other argument. Now, I didn't even know about this Nicki Minaj beef. Red flag. She's just going around fighting everybody. What was wrong with you, Taylor? You didn't have a man to entertain at this time? Why did you have so much time to be beefing with people? I thought that you had an album coming out. Now let's read about this public squabble with Nicki Minaj. Vox.com wrote an article titled The Taylor Swift and Nicki Minaj Twitter Feud Explained, and we're gonna read it. Late Tuesday afternoon, acclaimed pop star Taylor Swift sent an emotional, wounded retort to fellow acclaimed pop star Nicki Minaj. Swift was nominated for an MTV Video Music Award for Best Video, while Minaj was not. Swift thought Minaj was unfairly directing blame for the snub at her, when Minaj should really be blaming one of the men nominated for said award. Naturally, since this is 2015, Swift launched her reply on Twitter, where everybody could see it. Let's read the tweets, because Nicki is also a Sagittarius. And it looks like her and Taylor are birds of a feather, and they operate in the same pattern. But they couldn't clearly see it here. And we're going to see if we can identify similar patterns within the women. And no, I'm not saying that because they are Sagittarius women that they have this pattern. But hell, we don't know. The universe is very complex. At Nicki Minaj tweeted, if your video celebrates women with very slim bodies, you will be nominated for Vid of the Year. We can clearly see that she's talking about Taylor. Why? Because Bad Blood was nominated and Anaconda wasn't. Red flag. Taylor was the only one who had slim women featured on her video. So this is how it started, y'all. Very petty and childish, but they're both the same. Then she followed up with, if I was a different, quote, kind, unquote, of artist, Anaconda would be nominated for Best Choreo and Vid of the Year as well. And then she put smiley faces. As if that wasn't enough, she continued and said, when the, quote, other, unquote, girls drop a video that breaks records and impacts culture, they get that nomination. Then she put a whole bunch of smiley faces. Sis was going through an episode here. I can clearly see it as clear as day. But anyway, it looks like Taylor caught wind of the tweets and got triggered by Nicki talking about the slim bodies in her Bad Blood video. Now let's read Taylor's response. At Nicki Minaj, I've done nothing but love and support you. It's unlike you to pit women against each other. Maybe one of the men took your slot, she wrote. And of course, in true Nicki fashion, once Taylor added her, she deflected. She tweeted, "Huh? You must not be reading my tweets. Didn't say a word about you. I love you just as much, but you should speak on this." I'm assuming she meant you shouldn't speak on this. Red flag. We all know you was talking about that little girl. We know it, Nicki. Stand on it. But of course, you want to deflect. You and your bobs. That's what y'all do. Deflect and hide. But guess what? Taylor does the same thing. So, maybe she recognized it. Then she continued, "Oh, but trust me, I'll be on the stage to collect my awards for Vid of the Year. Feeling myself in Anaconda." And she's smiling all throughout here. How many smiley faces do you need, Nicki? And this reminds me of Cardi too. Love you, Cardi, love you, Nicki, but you're just the same. Always worried about validation. This is a problem. Who cares about the damn VMAs? Don't nobody care. That doesn't mean that you're not a great artist. It just wasn't your time. But of course, when you can't have what you want, you get upset, throw a tantrum, throw rocks, hide your hands, and act like everybody's the problem but you. Then Taylor responded, "At Nicki Minaj, if I win, please come up with me. You're invited to any stage I'm ever on." Their beef had social media up in a frenzy. Let's continue reading the article. Minaj said the media's focus on her disagreement with Taylor was an attempt to overshadow the discussion she was trying to have about racial issues in the music industry. Was that the discussion, Nicki? Slim bodies? Oh, because you're saying that black women all have curvy bodies? No, it's just what the media portrays. There are black women with slim bodies too. But you was upset that you didn't get nominated for Anaconda, a remake of Baby Got Back. How original is that? Not original. Continuing, saying that Minaj had taken jabs at Swift. She did. He wasn't wrong about it. But of course, when you lack accountability, then this is what happens. Instead of stopping all of this, y'all, because Nicki is way older than Taylor, she continued and said, "Ryan posted a headline of Taylor saying she loves and supports me, but not me saying the same to her. LOL. Their headline says I took a, quote, jab, unquote." And now if that wasn't enough, Kim Kardashian's messy ass decided to get involved in this. Why, you ask? What's her beef with Taylor? Well, remember in 2009 when Kanye got on that stage and acted a whole plumb fool? Fast forward to 2015, he was married to Kim Kardashian. And so now his beef becomes her beef because, you know, she had to ride for her man. Kim is a Libra, by the way. This tracks. Now continuing, Kim Kardashian also got caught up in the row after sharing a photo of herself with the caption, "I'ma let you finish." Red flag. You already know who you tweeting, Kim. And that picture was definitely meant for Taylor because guess who said that line? It was Kanye.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
And now let's see what happens when people started calling her out. Will she stand by what she said, or is she going to deflect just like these two? I'm not even gonna make y'all wait. She deflected, of course. Now she tweeted, wait, I'm in Paris. It's the middle of the night and I'm posting my Vogue Spain pics, not having a clue what's going on in the music world. Kim, all right. That's the story and you're sticking by it, right? Okay. Continuing. I'm not trying to shade anyone, ! That's not my style. I just thought that caption was perfect for that pic. Changing the caption now. #ironic. So now we got 3 grown ass women acting like toddlers on social media. One of them didn't know how to handle rejection. The other one couldn't handle just minding her damn business. And then the third one just wanted to jump in because she wanted a tag team. That's what she does. But in the end, all of them did the same thing. Deflect. Swift.
We spoke for a long time. We were cracking up laughing on the phone. It's over, you guys.
Nicki Minaj says there's no more bad blood with Taylor Swift. Nicki and Taylor made headlines this week for feuding over MTV Video Music Award nominations on Twitter. On Thursday, Taylor publicly apologized for missing the point.
Let's read her tweet. I thought I was being called out. I missed the point. I misunderstood them, misspoke. I'm sorry, Nicki. Now, I'm not going to give her a red flag for this because no, you didn't misspeak and you didn't misunderstand. She did shade you. So you knew how to recognize that. And that intuition of yours was spot on. Now, the problem is that you should have stood on it and held her accountable, but now she gets away with it.
And on Friday's Good Morning America, Nicki revealed the two singers talked out the problem on the phone.
So she was, super, super sweet, and she apologized. She said, look, I didn't understand the big picture of what you were saying, but now I get it. So we're all good.
The 32-year-old rapper is even up for a collaboration with Taylor.
Sure we can. You know why? Because it takes a big person to do what Taylor did. And everyone sometimes speaks out of turns. I've been there. Sometimes we do things and we don't think right away, or we don't investigate, and then we just talk. So it was bigger for her to come out and say that.
But still, Nicki isn't backing down from her original point, that if she was a, quote, different kind of artist, she would have scored a Video of the Year nomination.
It's not because you were a different kind of artist, Nicki. Anaconda wasn't iconic. Red flag. You're delusional. And you have an ego. You got a problem. You have a superiority complex. You know what? We're going to add Nicki to the case study. I don't give a damn about the Barbs. I'm tired of all of y'all. The Swifties, the Barbs, just like their leader. All the same. They cannot see reality for what it is. You don't suck, Nicki. You're very talented, extremely, but Anaconda wasn't iconic. Anaconda just wasn't your best. If you were going to be nominated, I would hope it would have been another song. There's no originality, Nicki. Stop it. But instead of realizing it, emotionally regulate and be like, you know what? I went too far. Let me scale back. Let me figure out what it is that I need to do to get that award. And I'm not saying that there's not racism in award shows. Don't get me wrong. But in this case, Anaconda wasn't a good video. All you did in the song was talk about your ass. And then you twerked on Drake in a jungle full of snakes. How is this award worthy? It's not. Take accountability for this lackluster effort and just do better. But of course you don't want to. And then you want to blame everybody. Payola, Rock Nation, Cardi B, the Migos, everybody. You are the common denominator in all of your issues. But we gonna reserve that for your case study. This is the perfect segue for the Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift beef. Lord. In an article with Cosmopolitan magazine titled Buckle Up for the Full History of Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift's Drama. Much like double-layered tank tops, Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift's feud is back and has no intention of leaving anytime soon. These billionaires, yes, y'all heard me, people who have loads of money, but I guess they have too much time on their hands exploiting people and having other people amass their millions, because here they are squabbling. Have been beefing since back in 2016. And 8 years later, Tay is out here with a new Kim-coded track, somewhat unsubtly called Thank You, Amy. Note the caps. If you're in desperate need of a refresher, you're not alone. Time for a drama-filled rewind to kick off your week. February 11th of 2016, Kim Kardashian's then husband, Kanye West, drops his song Famous, which unfortunately features the lyric, I feel like me and Taylor might still have smecks. I made that B word famous. Kanye is just as disgusting and gross as ever. Following this, Taylor's brother Austin Swift got involved. Y'all, this is the first time I've seen him come in this story, so it must have been major for him to take up for his sister. He reacts by throwing away his Yeezys on Instagram. First of all, Austin, what were you doing with Kanye West's shoes? Red flag. Ooh, I guess that showed him. You done paid for it, Austin. You might as well have kept it, but I guess it's the principle. The fact that this video is still up is truly a blessing to society. So let's watch it, y'all. Let's watch it. Show him, Austin. Show him that he can't mess around with your sister. Now, on February 12 of 2016, New York Times writer John Caramanica posts a statement from Taylor's publicist, saying in part that Tay was not made aware of the line, "I made that B word famous." So basically what happened in a nutshell was that Kanye made the song, people got upset, and then Kim Kardashian revealed that Taylor Swift actually gave authorization for that song because she was acting like she was very offended and hurt that he was going after her. Forward statement from Taylor Swift's spokesperson. Kanye did not call for approval, but to ask Taylor to release his song Famous on her Twitter account. She declined and cautioned him about releasing a song with such a strong misogynistic message. Taylor was never made aware of the actual lyric, "I made that B word famous." On February 15 of 2016, Taylor suddenly seems to reference Kanye's controversial lyric during her Grammy speech, saying,
I want to thank the fans for the last 10 years and the Recording Academy for giving us this unbelievable honor. I want to thank all of my collaborators that you see on this stage. Mostly, I want to thank my co-executive producer, Max Martin, who has deserved to be up here for 25 years. And as the first woman to win Album of the Year at the Grammys twice, I want to say to all the young women out there, there are going to be people along the way who will try to undercut your success or take credit for your accomplishments or your fame. But if you just focus on the work and you don't let those people sidetrack you, someday when you get where you're going, you'll look around and you will know that it was you and the people who love you who put you there. And that will be the greatest feeling in the world. Thank you for this moment.
Now, Taylor, that was such a heartfelt speech. Thank you for empowering us to not let anyone undermine our success. Now, with that being said, red flag. First of all, Selena, why are you crying like this? Why are you looking so emotional for your bestie, as if she's accepting a Nobel Peace Prize? That's number one. Number two, Taylor, you are full of crap. You are manipulating the public into believing that Kanye West is bullying you. That's what you're doing. Now, I do have to give a shout out to one sis over here. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. I don't remember. Is this Tori? I think that's her name. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all let me know in the comments. But I love your face. Your reaction is how I feel right now listening to her. Full of garbage. That's all that was. Garbage. Trash. She looking at Taylor like, what the F is she talking about? And that's exactly how I feel at the moment because I'm fed up. So Taylor continued to go on her press run to smear Kanye West. And on April 14 of 2016, Taylor speaks about drama with Kim Ye during a Vogue interview saying, I think the world is so bored with the saga. I don't want to add anything to it because then there's just more. All right, Taylor, if that's what you're sticking to. On June 16 of 2016, Lord, when are we going to be done with this feud? Kim claims Taylor approved Kanye's I Made This B Word Famous line in GQ. Here's how the outlet puts it. She totally approved that, Kim says, shaking her head in annoyance. She totally knew that was coming out. She wanted to all of a sudden act like she didn't. I swear my husband gets so much ish for things when he really was doing proper protocol and even called to get it approved. Kim is on a roll now, speaking faster and more animatedly than at any other point during our time together. Yeah, she was getting real hot and angry. That's what was going on. Like I said, she also has a problem with emotional regulation. We all do, right? We get passionate. But sometimes passion can be a bit excessive. What rapper would call a girl that he was rapping a line about to get approval? Yeah, Kim, stand by your man. So many respected people in the music business heard that conversation and knew. I mean, he's called me a B-word in his songs. Red flag. Now I was with you until this, Kim. You letting your husband call you a B-word and you think it's okay? Libras, I done told y'all about my fellow air sign sisters. I don't understand. I don't get how Aquarius, Libra, and Geminis are together, because Aquarius and Geminis, we're very similar, but Libras, y'all be on some other wavelength. And in case you guys don't know, my mama's a Libra, so I can talk that talk. That's just like what they say. I never once think gasping. What a derogatory word. How dare he? Not in a million years. I don't know why she just, flipped all of a sudden. It was funny because on the call with Kanye, Taylor said, when I get on the Grammy red carpet, all the media is going to think that I'm so against this, and I'll just laugh and say, the joke's on you guys. I was in on it the whole time. And I'm like, wait, but in your Grammy speech, you completely dissed my husband just to play the victim again. Yeah, she sure did. You ain't lying, Kim. Continuing. Taylor does not hold anything against Kim Kardashian, as she recognizes the pressure Kim must be under, and that she is only repeating what she has been told by Kanye West, not her patronizing you. However, that does not change the fact that much of what Kim is saying is incorrect. Kanye West and Taylor only spoke once on the phone while she was on vacation with her family in January of 2016, and they have never spoken since. Taylor has never denied that conversation took place. It was on the phone call that Kanye also asked her to release the song on her Twitter account, which she declined to do. Kanye West never told Taylor he was going to use the term "that B word" in referencing her. A song cannot be approved if it was never heard. Kanye West never played the song for Taylor Swift. Taylor heard it for the first time when everyone else did and was humiliated. Kim Kardashian's claim that Taylor and her team were aware of being recorded is not true, and Taylor cannot understand why Kanye and now Kim will not just leave her alone. Here we go with the tears. Oh, Taylor's crying. Oh my God, they won't leave me alone. They're such bullies. All the while in the background, she was right along with them.
Oh my God, with Taylor Swift's team. How did this all start up again anyway?
Just because I did an interview for GQ.
The GQ that's sitting right there?
Yeah. Thanks. You didn't read the article?
No.
Well, if you had, you would have known.
What would happen if you just called Taylor up and just say, what happened? How did this go so south? This is what I don't understand, because truly, I really do like her. And I really like her team, and I really like her mom. I guess I don't understand the motivation to flip so quickly.
Me either, especially because Kanye went so far. No rapper is gonna call someone that they're rapping about and get their permission.
Yeah.
He really wanted to just because they've had their issues in the past, he really did want to do the right thing.
And be respectful. And maybe she just took it the wrong way.
I mean, at this point, I'm just over it. Yeah, am I annoyed that people try to pin my husband as this bad guy to take advantage a little bit? But at this point, I know the truth. I know everyone around me knows the truth. We all do. So it is what it is. There's nothing we can really do about it.
My advice is that you give Taylor a call and try to make amends.
Thank you for your lovely advice, but I'm not going to take it.
One thing I will say is this was a very clear boundary here. She was extremely assertive. She said, look, I appreciate your advice, but no, I'm not taking it. The response was clear. June 17, 2016. Kim tweets this. Wait, it's legit National Snake Day? They have holidays for everybody. I mean everything these days. And she put a whole bunch of snake emojis. Just at her at this point, Kim. I'm tired of you. You, Taylor, and all the rest of y'all, just add each other, because we know who you talking about. But then y'all want to gaslight us and act like y'all not talking about each other. No, I was just referring to this thing that happened. We know. Just add her. I'm tired. July 17, 2016. Kim Kardashian drops video of Kanye and Taylor's call on Snapchat. On snippets, but FWIW. There's no video of him specifically asking Tay for permission to use the "that B word" line. Red flag, who cares if he didn't tell her that? He still got her to be on the phone with him. She had a proper conversation with him. Please! Y'all are always trying to play down her antics because you see her as a little girl Well, guess what? She's no longer a little girl. She's no longer her mama's titty. She got to take responsibility and accountability. And the longer that you guys, and by you guys, I'm talking about the Swifties and the media, y'all keep coddling her ass, her grown ass at that, this is what's going to continue happening. Mess and chaos. Everywhere she goes, there's mess and chaos. We didn't even get to her other relationships. I didn't even get back to Katy Perry. But there's beefs on beefs on beefs. This girl has an issue. Let's see if she takes a semblance, even a mustard seed of accountability. July 18, 2016, Taylor drops a Notes app statement. Where is the video of Kanye telling me he was going to call me that B word in his song? It doesn't exist because it never happened. You don't get to control someone's emotional response to being called that B word in front of the entire world. Of course I wanted to like the song. I wanted to believe Kanye when he told me I would love the song. I wanted us to have a friendly relationship. He promised to play the song for me, but never did. While I wanted to be supportive of Kanye on the phone call, you cannot approve a song you haven't heard. Being falsely painted as a liar when I was never given the full story or played any part of the song is character assassination. Here we go. I would very much like to be excluded from this narrative, one that I have never asked to be part of since 2009. Y'all see what she's doing? Red flag. Bringing up the past. We're not talking about 2009. We're talking about 2016. That's one. Number two, even though he didn't tell you the exact line he was going to put in the song, you wanted to be a people pleaser so bad that you stayed on that phone and you agreed to it. You did. You did. Now, if you had been on that call and said, absolutely not, I don't care what the song is, I don't want no reference and no parts, nobody will have something to stand on. But again, you're a people pleaser and you're manipulative. If that wasn't enough, in her caption, she wrote, that moment when Kanye West secretly records your phone call, then Kim posts it on the internet. Again, victimizing herself. And in August of 2017, Taylor released a music video for Look What You Made Me Do, which is full of allegorical snakes. Here's his go. She's mad now. Uh-oh, we all should be scared. The wrath of Taylor strikes again. Well, sis, you need to look in the mirror. You are attracting the same people you are. Hello. She don't want to hear it though, so we just gonna keep reading. May 9th of 2018. This is not over yet. Taylor starts her Reputation World Tour and tells the crowd, a couple of years ago, someone called me a snake on social media and it caught on. Then a lot of people were calling me a lot of things on social media. And I went through some really low times for a while because of it. I went through some times when I didn't know if I was going to get to do this anymore. Okay, that's your reasoning. All right. January 15th of 2019. Kim goes on Watch What Happens Live. Lord, Andy Cohen's at it again. And is asked whether or not she and Taylor are still beefing. And this is how she responded.
Kim, you and Taylor Swift, still a beef with Taylor after all that went down? No, squash. Over it. Good. And have you two had any communication, or you just feel like we've all moved on?
No, I feel like we've all moved on.
Okay.
I guess Taylor felt the same way after she watched that, because you know she watched that interview. And she dropped the music video For Me, which features a snake transforming into butterflies, a clear reference to her moving on from the Reputation era. Alright, we love to see it. Meanwhile, Kim goes ahead and posts this on her Instagram story. At Citabella, I am obsessed. Not sis having a whole bunch of snake jewelry. Red flag. I thought y'all was over it. Of course she wasn't. Oh boy, Libras, y'all already know. They are very passive aggressive, man. They will never ever get over something. But you know what? That is an air sign, because I'm the same way as well. I ain't gonna lie. Now, August 8th of 2019. Taylor talks about her experience being canceled by Kim with Vogue, saying a mass public shaming with millions of people saying you are quote unquote canceled is a very isolating experience. I don't think there are that many people who can actually understand what it's like to have millions of people hate you very loudly. When you say someone is canceled, it's not a TV show. It's a human being. You're sending mass amounts of messaging to this person, either shut up, disappear, or it could also be perceived as unalive yourself. Now, I do understand where she's coming from. She gets tons of messages from all over. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't recommend as a celebrity that you manage your social media accounts, because you're going to see some very dark and twisted things. No one deserves to be told that they need to be unalived. However, What I will say though is you bought this on yourself. That's the problem. If you had been upfront and honest and been like, yeah, you know what? I was being a people pleaser. I really didn't know that he was going to put that, but then I take accountability and maybe I need to learn some tactics on how to be firm and assertive and to have boundaries. But nope, no accountability. Continuing. November 1st of 2019. This is 2 years later. This beef was too long, y'all. Kim drops a video from set and has Taylor's music playing in the background. Okay, this is a good one. All right, let's continue. March 21st of 2020. A new video leaks of Kanye and Taylor's call. In the new extended video, Taylor can be heard saying, "I'm glad it's not mean though. It doesn't feel mean, but like, oh my God, the buildup you gave it. I thought it was going to be like that stupid dumb B word." Obviously, fans feel like this vindicates Taylor, who again claims she never approved of Kanye calling her a B word. March 23rd of 2020. Taylor Swift breaks her silence on the leaked footage. Of course, she's going to victimize herself. Instead of answering those who are asking how I feel about the video footage that leaked, proving that I was telling the truth the whole time about that call, you know, the one that was illegally recorded, that somebody edited and manipulated in order to frame me and put me and my family and fans through hell for 4 years. Swipe up to see what really matters. And then she posted a donation link to Feeding America. Okay, Taylor, believe what you want to in your Delulu world. Meanwhile, Kim denies editing the footage on Twitter. I believe her. I didn't feel the need to comment a few days ago, and I'm actually really embarrassed and mortified to be doing it right now. But because she continues to speak on it, I feel I'm left without a choice but to respond because she is actually lying. To be clear, the only issue I ever had around the situation was that Taylor lied through her publicist, who stated that Kanye never called to ask for permission. They clearly spoke, so I let you all see that. Nobody ever denied the word B word was used without her permission. At the time when they spoke, the song had not been fully written yet. But as everyone can see in the video, she manipulated the truth of their actual conversation in her statement when her team said she declined and cautioned him about releasing a song with such a strong misogynistic message. The lie was never about the B word. It was always whether there was a call or not in the tone of the conversation. You know what? Libras, you're accepted back into the air sign fold. I misjudged y'all. I did. Kim was 100% right, and she clocked it. She continued, "I never edited the footage," another lie. "I only posted a few clips on Snapchat to make my point, and the full video that recently leaked doesn't change the narrative." To add, Kanye as an artist has every right to document his musical journey and process, just like she recently did through her documentary. Kanye has documented the making of all of his albums for his personal archive. However, has never released any of it for public consumption, and the call between the two of them would have remained private or would have gone in the trash had she not lied and forced me to defend him. Now this is where I gotta call red flag. He can defend himself. Why are you the one defending him and being his spokesperson and he's nowhere to be found? He needs to be the one. But then I guess I get it because he doesn't want to seem like he's bullying her after what happened in 2009. He was wrong for that. But the 2016 incident, she was wrong for that. This is how you hold people accountable for you parasocial parasites. This is how you do it. This will be the last time I speak on this because honestly, nobody cares. Sorry to bore you all with this. I know you are all dealing with more serious and important matters. Yeah, this was during COVID, sis. Of course, Taylor had to respond, and this was during COVID, so she had a hell of a lot of time. March 24th, 2020. Taylor's publicist, Tree Payne, responds to Kim with a statement denying that Kanye called for approval. So she posted, "I'm Taylor's publicist and this is my unedited original statement. By the way, when you take parts out, that's editing. P.S. Who did you guys piss off to leak that video?" And she put laughing emojis. Tree Payne, red flag. You're just like Taylor. You're one and the same. You know what? I'm tired of this. Let's play the whole clip. I wanted to spare y'all from listening to it, but you know what? I'm going to have to play the whole clip because her and her publicist, they are acting as if we don't have the evidence. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired. The two birds over here think that they could pull the wool over our eyes, but we are very awake and aware. So let's watch the rest of the footage, y'all. Y'all going to hear Kanye and his billionaire fantasies.
Relationships are more important than punchlines, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think anybody would listen to that and be like, oh, that's a real diss. Like, she must be crying about that line. And I think because of how crazy and strange and fateful the way we met was, I think we have to pick our moments to like do stuff together and make sure it's only really cool stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like we can't have it like be somebody else's idea that gets in front of it and they're like, because it's if you're like a really true creative, visceral, vibey like person, it's probably hard for you to work at a corporation. So how can you give a creative ideas and you're working in a house of non-creativity? It's like this weird. So whenever we talk directly, okay, now what if later in the song I was also to have said, I made her famous? Is that did you say that? Yes, it might have happened.
Well, what am I going to do about it?
Like do the hair flip.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like whatever at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, just you got to tell the story the way that it happened to you and the way that you experienced it. Like, you honestly didn't know who I was before that. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if I sold 7 million of that album before you did that, which is what happened. You didn't know who I was before that. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's definitely you're ready to trend. That's all I can say.
What's the song called?
It might be called Hood Famous.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Is it going to be like a single, or is it going to be a SoundCloud release? What are you doing?
But I think, okay, so that has my mind going through a lot of places to problem solve. But I was talking to Ben Horowitz. Do you know this guy? He's a VC at Dreesen and Horowitz out of San Fran. But he's down with
I
that.
know that name. I don't know him.
It's just like the San Fran clique, that type of thing. Like, he stays down the street from Mark Zuckerberg and shit like that. So I was talking to him and I was like, bro, like me, I'm in personal debt. I'm in debt by a good like 20, 30 million ever since the fashion and still have not made it out of it. So that's part of the reason why I had to go to Rock Nation and the touring deals and blah. And it allowed the whole town to try to feel like they could control Kanye or either talk to me like I'm regular or have agents do it. But they saw they couldn't. It's like, even in debt, he moves around like he's like a billionaire. I'm like, yeah, I'm a cultural trillionaire. I might have financial debt. So I told Ben Horowitz, I was like, you guys, Mark Zuckerberg or whoever, Tim Cook, you guys have to clean that up. So I'm sending Ben Horowitz my current balance. I talk about it on the album, talk about personal debt and shit. Just the idea, like, oh shit, this dude with this fucking Maybach that makes fucking $50 million a tour still hasn't lined it up or came out of the point when AEG and Live Nation wouldn't give him a deal. The debt started after Watch the Throne, because I got no deal, but I still was doing like creative projects on my own, shooting a film in Qatar, doing a fashion show, just trying to, be very Disney, be very visceral, be creative. And
I'm sure you've thought about this up and down, but I mean, is there a way to monetize Yeezys in a way that you felt would still keep them authentic, but make them into a multi-billion-dollar company?
Well, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're in the plans of. Yeah, I have no. Yeah, I'm 100% gonna be like a multi-billionaire. I think it's fun that I can like be like Charlie Sheen and be like, hey, like I got AIDS, like that. To me, like I told Drake that the other night. I was like, yo, Drake, I'm in personal debt. And for me to tell Drake, the fucking #1 bachelor in the world that can fucking wrap anybody into a trash can that lives 4 blocks down the street from my wife and like basically fucks all of her friends, that I'm in personal debt, is such a like putting down the sword or putting down the hand or showing the hand, that I don't have my poker face on with any of you guys. I'm just me, I'm just a creative. Everything I did, even when it was mistime, whatever, it might have been from it's always like from a good place. And I know that I'll overcome it And I know that the world will overcome it because, like, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to make people's lives better on some post Steve Jobs, Howard Hughes type shit. Like, I'm going to do things with education. I'm going to do things that help to calm down murders in Chicago or across the globe, things to help to calm down police brutality, to equalize the wealth meets the class system, because there's a bunch of classes, wealthy people that hate Obama because he's more social and he wants the people who don't have anything to have everything. And in my little way, by learning how to design is something that's only given to the rich currently. The exact color palette that Hermes uses versus the color palette that Forever 21 uses. A color palette is extremely important. Color is important. You know, the knowledge of proportions, you know, the size of our house versus the size of someone else's houses, and just the dynamics of the proportion. Like, I don't want this conversation to go too long, but I wanted to give you a bit of like where I'm at, the perspective that I'm at, and the fact that I am the microprocessor of our culture. Meaning, like, I can figure out how to give Rihanna a Mary J. Blige type album. I can figure out how to get the fashion world to accept my wife and thus the whole family. I can figure out a lot of impossible. I can figure out how to make something that you're wearing to the airport 5 years after the entire globe. And then stand on the other side of it until I knock for you. Just lock. No, you can't grab that. Lock the door, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Right. The old school shit. Yeah. I'm doing great. I feel so awesome about the music. The album is coming out February 11th. I'm doing the fashion show February 11th at Madison Square Garden. We're dropping the album that February 12th that morning. It's like, yeah. 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 Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it feels like that. It feels like real, I don't know, just yay, Apple, Steve Jobs type music, you know, like, yeah. Like, so my next single, I wanted you to tweet it. It's a Good Friday. We're dropping as a Good Friday song. So that's why I'm calling you, that I wanted you to put the song out.
Okay, so here's the tweet reference. He said, so my next single, I wanted you to tweet it. And it's a Good Friday reference. Okay, so Taylor, you get a point here. He did say that he wanted you to tweet it. Let's hear more.
So that's why I'm calling you, that I wanted you to put the song out. Yeah. All right.
Like, what would people, I guess it would just be people would be like, why is this happening?
Well,
I think it had something to do with it, probably.
Well, the reason why it will be happening is because it has a very controversial line at the beginning of the song about you.
What does it say?
Okay, so it says, and the song is so dope, and I've literally sat with my wife, with my whole management team, with everything, and tried to rework this line. I've thought about this line for 8 months. I've had this line, and I tried to rework it every which way. And the original way that I thought about it is the best way, but it's the most controversial way. So it's gonna go Eminem a little bit. So can you brace yourself for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It says, wait a second, you sound sad.
So he noticed that she sounded like she was nervous, and he picked up on that. And instead of her being firm, we're going to hear her response. Lack of boundaries and people pleasing in full effect. Masterclass right now. Let's hear how she responded throughout this whole conversation.
Well, is it gonna be mean?
No, I don't think it's mean.
Okay, then let me hear it.
Okay. It says, and the funny thing is, when I first played it and my wife heard it, she was like, huh? What? That's too crazy, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, when Ninja from D. Antwoord heard it, he was like, oh my God, this is the craziest shit. This is why I love Kanye, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And now it's like my wife's favorite fucking line. I just want to give you some premise of that, right? Okay. So it says, to all my South Side niggas that know me best, I feel like Taylor Swift might owe me sex.
That's not mean.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, this is the thing where I'm calling you because you got an army. You own a country of motherfucking 2 billion people, basically, that if you felt that it's funny and cool and like hip hop and felt like, you know, just the college dropout and the artist like Ye that you love, then I think that people would be like way into it. And that's why I think it's super genius to have you be the one that says, oh, I like this song a lot. Like, yeah, whatever, you know, this is cool, whatever. It's like, you know, like I got like shit on my album where I'm like, I bet me and Ray J will be friends if we ain't let the same bitch.
I need to think about it because I just need to, like, you know, hear something for the first time and you just need to think about it.
Yeah.
Because it is absolutely crazy. I'm glad it's not mean, though. It doesn't feel mean. But, like, oh my God, the build-up you gave it, I thought it was going to be like, that stupid, dumb bitch. Like, but it's not. So, I don't know. I mean, the launch thing, I think it would be kind of confusing to people, but I definitely think that when I'm asked about it, of course, I'd be like, yeah, I'm the biggest fan. I love that. I think it's hilarious. But I think about it.
Yeah, you don't have to do the launch and tweet. That was just an extra idea I had. Like, but not, you don't, if you think that that's cool, then it's cool. If not, I mean, we are launching the shit like on Just Good Fridays, on SoundCloud, on the site, shit like that. But I
you know, the thing about me is like anything that I do becomes like a feminist think piece.
Okay, so now she's saying how she feels. Okay, let's hear her. Let's hear her and hear if it's coming from her or other people's views of her.
And if I launch it, they're going to be like, wow, like this thing, like they'll just turn it into something that, I think if I launch it, honestly, like, I think it'll be less cool. Because I think if I launch it, it adds this level of criticism. Because having that many followers and having that many eyeballs on me right now, like, people are just looking for me to do something dumb or stupid or lame. And it's like almost, I don't know, like, I kind of feel like people would try to make it negative if it came from me. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
I try to be super self-aware about where I am, and I feel like right now I'm like this close to overexposure.
Oh, well, this one is I think this is a really cool thing to have.
I know.
Definitely.
It's like a compliment, kind of.
Yeah. I had this line where I said, and my wife really didn't like this one because we tried to make it nicer. So I said, as for all my Southside niggas that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. And my wife was really not with that one. She was way more into the she owes you sex. But then the O part was like the feminist group type shit that I was like, ah.
That's the part
yeah.
that kind of, I mean, they're both really edgy, but that's the only thing about that line is that it's like, it's just the feminists are gonna come out.
The feminists are gonna come out. She didn't say I am against it because I don't believe in that, and it's not a line that I would align myself with. Nope, she's thinking about how other people would perceive her, because she's saying that, I don't got a problem with it, but the feminists, my fans, my supporters, they not gonna really rock with it like that. So I gotta be careful because I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, they're both really edgy, but that's the only thing about that line is that it's just the feminists are gonna come out. But I mean, you don't give a fuck,
So she knows who she's dealing with. Kanye. She already knows. He snatched the mic off of your hand, Taylor. You know who you dealing with. Let's continue.
Yeah, basically. Well, what I give a fuck about is just you as a person and as a friend. I want things that make you feel good. I don't want to do rap that makes people feel bad. Like, of course, like, I'm mad at Nike and that. And so people think like, oh, he's a bully. He ran on stage for Taylor. He's bullying Nike now, this $50 billion company. I'm this. Why are people saying you're bullying Nike? Because on facts, like I said, like, Yeezy, they lying for days. Nike, I have bad. They can't get shit away. They, that is.
that's just what you do, though.
Yeah.
So she knows who he is, what he does, and that he's chaotic. She knows that, and she was fine with it. She's like, yeah, that's just who you is. We all know who you are, Kanye. You don't got to keep explaining. Continuing.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that it's possible to bully a company like Nike, but
Yeah.
Go with whatever line you think is better. It's obviously very tongue-in-cheek either way.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you telling me about it. That's really nice.
Oh, yeah. I thought I just had a responsibility to you as a friend, and, I mean, thanks for being, yeah, people feel bad. Like, of course, like, I'm mad at Nike and that. And so people think, like, oh, he's a bully. He ran on stage for Taylor. He's bullying Nike now, this $50 billion company. I'm this.
Why are people saying you're bullying Nike?
Because on facts, like I said, like, Yeezy, they lying for days. Nike, I have bad. They can't get shit away. They, that is.
That's just what you do, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that it's possible to bully a company like Nike. But
Yeah.
Go with whatever line you think is better. It's obviously very tongue-in-cheek.
Go with whatever line you think is better. It's obviously tongue-in-cheek. Red flag. This is where he took the reins here. He's like, okay, she said I could do whatever I want. You can't say that and then monitor and back down afterwards when you gave him the green light to do whatever and say whatever he wanted. And this right here was when he got the full consent to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. Let's hear the rest of this.
Either way.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you telling me about it. That's really nice.
Oh, yeah. I thought I just had a responsibility to you as a friend, and, I mean, thanks for being, so cool about it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. The heads up is so nice. You'd be surprised how many people just do things without, even asking or seeing if I'd be okay with it, and I just really appreciate it. I never would have expected you to, tell me about a line in one of your songs, but that's really nice that you did.
Oh, you mean, unexpected shit, you take the time to give someone a really, really valuable award, and then they completely run for president right afterwards? Unexpected in that type of way?
We have not talked about that. What happened?
I just thought that was wavy. It was vibey. Actually, funny thing, as I thought about the weed and the president, both of those things I thought about in the shower the day before. I just started laughing like crazy. I was like, I gotta say that I had just smoked some weed and then say I'm gonna run for president. It's gonna be. So those are my basis of. I knew I wanted to say the thing about going to the Dodgers game with my daughter and getting booed and that being scary, and I knew I wanted to say me changing and thinking about people more since I had a daughter, and then I wanted to say the weed thing, and then I wanted to say the president thing, and everything else is just off the cuff. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was definitely like it stole the show.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy.
The flowers that you sent me, I like Instagrammed a picture of them, and it's the most Instagram likes I've ever gotten. It was like 2.7 million likes on that picture of the flowers you sent me.
Yeah. It's some connection or something that I think is really important about that moment when we met on stage. It's something that I think is really important about that, like, and where humanity is going, or now where me and Kim are, and having a family, and just everything, the way things are landing.
You know what's even worse is that the person who posted this video wrote in the caption, "I plan on making a video talking about this whole mess soon. Stay tuned. Taylor told the truth the entire time. Red flag, you gotta be a Swiftie." Just like her. What some are failing to realize is that she didn't set up boundaries. Instead of looking inward and realizing, hey, maybe I played a part in this because I should have been firm and said no and not entertain this idea. So next time I'm going to set up some strict boundaries so that I can be better. Nope. Well, I'm the victim. Oh yeah, I didn't know. You and your publicist. Both of y'all. Now let's wrap this right up. January 5th of 2023. Years go by, and then one day Kim and her daughter Northwest are seen dancing to Shake It Off in a since deleted TikTok. Okay, love that for y'all. Bye. Then in October 1st of that same year, Kim uses Speak Now on her Instagram stories. Then in December 6th of 2023, Taylor brings up the drama with Kim Ye during her Time Magazine Person of the Year interview, saying, "Make no mistake, my career was taken away from me. You have a fully manufactured frame job in an illegally recorded phone call, which Kim Kardashian edited and then put out to say to everyone that I was a liar. That took me down psychologically to a place I've never been before. I moved to a foreign country. I didn't leave a rental house for a year. I was afraid to get on phone calls. I pushed away most people in my life because I didn't trust anyone anymore. I went down really, really hard." Here she go again, victimizing herself. Continuing. On April 19, 2024, Taylor drops Thank You, Amy on her album, The Tortured Poets Department, the anthology, and it's very clearly about Kim. For starters, her initials are spelled out in all caps in the title. Yeah, you see, look at that. Capital K, capital I-M, and everything else is lowercase. Here she go again with her pattern. She ready to nuck and buck, and then if somebody says something, she gonna run scared and act like she didn't do it. Same old Taylor. Here are some of the lyrics. "When I picture my hometown, there's a bronze spray tan statue of you and a plaque underneath it that threatens to push me down the stairs at our school. Oh, and maybe you've reframed it. And in your mind, you never beat my spirit black and blue. I don't think you've changed much. And so I changed your name and any real defining clues. And one day your kid comes home singing a song that only us two is gonna know is about you." Following the release of the song in April of 2024, Us Weekly reports that Kim has lost more than 120,000 followers since Taylor's new song dropped, while her Instagram comments are flooded with Amy references. Of course, her fans had to go on the attack, just like their leader. Only a day later, the reality TV star posts an old selfie that includes Taylor's former best friend Karlie Kloss while wishing her pal Derek Blasberg a happy birthday via Instagram stories. Here we go. So now they back at it again, y'all. April 24, 2024. Sources close to Kim open up to multiple outlets in the midst of all the recent backlash she's been getting as a result of Taylor's new album. During a convo with People, one insider claims the reality star is over it and thinks Taylor should move on. She doesn't get why Taylor keeps harping on it. It's been literally years. Well, girl, that's what she does. She's obsessive. Yet another person reportedly close to the sitch opens up to Entertainment Tonight and adds, Kim has moved on from the Taylor feud and doesn't care about her song Thank You, Amy. She has put it in the past, especially since their drama happened so long ago. Kim respects Taylor as an artist, but doesn't have a strong desire to settle their differences right now. It looks like the ladies have called a truce, and we haven't heard anything from either camp since then. Now let's hop back to Katy Perry. Let's continue where we left off. In July of 2016, in the aftermath of his breakup from Taylor and the revelation that she co-wrote This Is What You Came For, Calvin Harris tweets that he won't allow Taylor to bury him like Katy. Again, Katy doesn't name names but tweets this probably related Hillary Clinton gift. Red flag. So now here we go. Another one of her scorned lovers. Please stay tuned for part 2 of this case study.